even now when software engineering is starting to reach some maturity, that the number of failed software projects is very high and might even be higher than the number of successful software projects. So there's a huge desire on the part of companies to find an answer to this problem, to increase the number of successful projects and decrease the number of failed projects. And what this results in is what I think of as being fads, fashions. There will be this month's process framework or this month's model or this year's language, which is supposed to solve all the problems in all software engineering projects. And I do believe we're making progress, but you can't believe everything you read. And there is no single process or single solution that is going to work in every case. There's always got to be some judgment required. And my belief, and maybe it'll turn out to be wrong, but I probably won't live so long, is that software development for the foreseeable future is still going to remain intelligence intensive, and at least partially in art, no matter how much software engineering you use. So we're going to switch gears again now and talk about, I'm going to give you a tour of the website, and we're going to talk about the homework submission mechanisms. So before I do that, and that, I think I should be able to do that in the time that's available. Before I switch, anybody have any comments, questions, something that I said that you didn't understand? Maybe you disagree with me. I am very open to being disagreed with, because no one is an expert on everything, and maybe some of you have worked in a software development team and have some experiences. No? Okay, well. Okay. The rest of this is not theoretical. It's very practical, but you need to pay attention because I'm going to explain to you how you submit your homework and why we're doing it the way we're doing it and so on. So unfortunately, I need to switch over to the computer so that I can show you these things in real time. This is the URL for the website which we're building for both of the courses that we are teaching, that Kurt and I are teaching. As you can see, it's on the eKMUTT network. You should be able to access it from any machine inside the university, and you should be able to access it if you have internet connectivity at home or presumably even at an internet cafe or something like that. Okay? Does everybody get this? Because I'm going to turn it off. Windu is the name of this machine. This is a Linux server which is actually located inside the computer engineering server room. Okay. Just got to be forceful. Okay. So when you go to that URL, this is what you will see. Let me tell you right now, before you get expectations, this is not a beautiful website. This is not intended to be a beautiful website. The purpose of this website is to accumulate information that's useful to you and to basically provide a place where you can go for reference at any time. It also has some functions related to the administration of the course. So, click on software engineering, and here we see the different categories of information that you can find here. This website is going to grow over time. So it doesn't have that much on it now, but I expect that we'll be adding things. And if you have some suggestions for some information that you think is missing that we should put on, or some contribution, let us know, because you are the ones that we are building this for. We want it to be useful for you. Course information doesn't have much in it right now, but what it does have is sort of a syllabus of the course. You'll notice that we don't have topics allocated to lectures. That's partially because we're really not sure how fast we're going to be able to go. I mean, so far, and we do have a schedule for ourselves, but I don't want to make it public because then maybe you won't come in on a particular day when we're talking about something you're not interested in. So, but this is sort of the content of the course. Down the bottom, I mean, I'm going quickly because you can go look at this. Down the bottom is the listing of the textbook and this information on the schedule that we were talking about before. The lecture notes, this is where we'll be putting the slides basically from each lecture. So there's only one lecture there now, which is today's lecture, but you can go back after class today or over the weekend and go and look at the lecture notes. Homework assignments, this is going to basically be a quick description of what your homework is going to be. You'll notice, by the way, that in most cases we don't even bother to create an index page. Okay? Because it's just quicker to throw the files into the directory and then the web server and the browser will create the file links for you. We try and name the files so you can figure out what they are. If you have any questions, let us know. If it turns out not to be working, we can always create an index page with a description. Let me talk about the general procedure for dealing with homework, and then I'll come back to the website. And it's really going to be a lot easier for me to switch back and forth between browser windows. If you miss something here or you can't see it, you can always go back and look at it on the website. I apologize for this not being larger. So someone asked me over the break, are we supposed to email you our homework? The answer is no. You are not supposed to email us your homework. You are supposed to prepare your homework digitally, and for text homework that involves writing, which the first homework will, we want you to create it in either plain text format or HTML format. Okay, you can use Notepad to create plain text. You can use Word, if that's what you're comfortable with, to create your homework in Word, and then do a save as to create either a text file or an HTML file. So you can continue to use whatever you're comfortable with, but in terms of submitting to us, we don't want anything other than text or HTML at the moment. So the question you may have is, if you're not going to email it to us, how are we going to get it? And the answer is, we're going to use this software package called CVS. What CVS really is what's commonly called a version control system or a software configuration management tool. One of the reasons we're using it for homework submission is that later on in the course, we're going to talk about how the process of using a tool like this is an important component of software engineering. How it allows you to keep track of what changes have been made to different source files, who has been making changes. It allows multiple people to work on the same code at the same time. So we'll be using this tool in conjunction with the course content later. For now, we're having you use it just to get a little comfortable with it, and also because it's convenient for us. It provides a convenient way for us to get your homework and to manage your homework. Now, the way CVS works, I should say before I say anything else, this is very widely used and it is free and open source software. Okay, so how many of you know what open source software is? Come on, I know some of you use Linux, right? The open source software movement is a movement which says that anyone can contribute to a program or a software system